But I thought I'd just share this video because I want to kind of bring attention to this. And mind me, there might be some bad language in this video. Well, cussing, I guess. Why is it that women that call themselves Christians, and I'm being very harsh here, are just doing it to look good? Alright? You think about it. All the things that it talks about in the Word is just, this looks good for God. Right? But then you see people that call themselves Christians and call themselves women, they don't want children, they're not talking about family, they just want to have a career, they don't love men, which is strange because talking about how men are the head of the household and it's important to love your family is something important. They don't care for having a home anymore. You think about it, women just want to travel and have a big fancy apartment or multiple homes, I guess, but they don't care about having one singular home for the family. And the other thing is, they don't really hold the virtue of a soft feminine woman like the Bible describes. So the problem I'm seeing with men talking about, I'm complaining, I don't want to get married unless this, and this, is the fact that they're actually keeping to biblical standards. Because men that actually want to actually get married is like, I'm doing my part, are you doing yours? And most often they're not. They're not. Right? And you can tell that they're not because they just want selfish things. And I'm sure that sounds rude to me, because there's many women that might look at this and say, how dare you say that? But you think about it, 100 years ago, 200, back in biblical time, it talks about she serves her husband and family with the mouth, and if she can't, she tears it down. So, I've been discriminated against recently. Multiple people, I'll say, more than one, that getting married is like commendable, or like, I like your desire, I like the idea of getting married. But I'm like, no, you're in the screw because that's something that's necessary. That's good. That's God created this for everyone, for sex, for procreation, for the thing where you need to do this. This is the right thing to do. This is not a commendable, this is a necessity. And everyone goes to university. All I hear these days is, what do you do for a living? I'm like, screw what I do for a living. I live and I love my wife. Even when I'm not married, that's something I want to do. And I already have my mind set on that. But now the question is, who's actually caring for that? Because everyone demonizes marriage, saying, oh, the government does this, this, and this. I'm like, God created it, not you. The government has no say or no authority over your marriage. You can get married without a legal slip that says, here's my marriage certificate, and say that it's through Christ, because it is. God's the only one that approves of your marriage. So if you're not getting married through Christ, that's only how you do it for the government. Will you actually take the time to look this up? Because Christ is the one who marries us, not the government. And we just have these people crawling all over the world being like, oh, I want this career, I want to travel, I want to do this. It's not biblical. You have clean meat and clean foods and honey and milk and things that are mentioned in the Bible. And then you got animals and having lots of family and a loving family. But yet we don't always want that. So the question is, no matter when I find a wife, I'm going to have a traditional wife, not only because it's right and it's historical, but it's biblical too. And it'll be the man that looks and working to look after her and the family, because the thing is, that's what we want, but it's also what's right, and we are not willing to give in to the time of day to say, wait, hang on, we need to actually say push everything else aside and say do what God says, because that's the right thing. You raise a family for God. You don't just say, let's have sex and a bunch of babies for fun. And then one other thing, this guy mocked me. I'm not going to use the name, but and someone that I knew mocked me. And I blocked them because they're like, oh, are you ready for marriage? I'm like, I'm the one married, more married material than anyone. I'm the one watching seminars and messages and everything and taking notes. I'm the one doing that. And how dare you ask me that? Because the point of that is I'm the one that's actually standing out. I'm the one who's doing the research. Between the week, I'm watching messages. 4-hour message I watched on my TV the other day. Right? I'm putting in the effort and you're talking about asking me, well, through the week, you're talking about traveling for work. How dare you? I am the one that is going to make sure that I could build a house for my wife, my children, the people to live in. I'm not even married and I'm there. And now the question is, you're asking me what I'm doing there. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm doing a hell of a lot better. I'm doing more than you because you're talking about, I want career. Career doesn't matter. You get the least amount of fish for your wife and some bread. That's all that matters in the Bible. Have few fish and some wine and some bread, and that's what's enough. Christ didn't say provide for the world. I can provide for my family, I don't have one yet. That's what's important. You need to understand provision, because that's where the priority is. Yeah, I'm sure if I find myself married this year, the end of this year, or next year, I'm too ready, I'm going to elope if I have to. Because the point is, you need to find the person that will say, we need to do this immediately. If you're not willing to do it immediately, you're going to take baby steps in being engaged. It's also not biblical. It's in the Bible because it's saying this is what we do to make it happen. So it's been a few minutes, I'm just explaining that. But the thing is, you need to prioritize family and loving them. Because right now, we live in a world where we take family as a joke and we try to have birth control and limit children. Children are the biggest blessing from God. I don't need any of the garbage telling me what to do. It's strange how we treat children and the family as a curse now and not a blessing. Well, that's it for today. But I hope you prioritize your family because that's more important than anything. You can be on your zero energy effort and still be saying, I love you to your wife and mean it. And that's more important than anything. Have a good day. And remember, God loves you. And the family is the most important institution He made. So please keep that a priority. And job is just something that can come and go. So don't make it too much of a priority over family, alright? Mind me, this guy came from a family which is much similar that way. So that's shocking. Crazy.